Yes.
If,
Yes. What do we do? And I want to take them one at a time
yeah.
because so many people struggle with each one of these. So, Dr. Sade, what do you do if you are constantly overthinking everything?
So if you're constantly overthinking everything, overthinking is a sign that you do not feel like you have control. And it's your brain's attempt to try and manufacture certainty when there is none. Your brain says to itself, because the brain likes to be really efficient, it wants to save energy. And so it's fundamentally lazy. And so there's this part of it that goes, if I can anticipate everything that could go wrong, then I have to expend less energy when the consequence eventually happens.
Hmm.
And this is why we get stuck in those loops of everything that could be out of our control. It's also what reinforces low acceptance because we start overthinking, do they like me? What did that mean? How come they haven't replied to me? Or agency, what if people find out I can't do this? What if I mess up there? So it's all a reflection of low autonomy. So when we're overthinking, something that is terrible advice is to tell yourself, just stop worrying, stop overthinking. And yet you might have someone in your life that says this to you, just stop worrying. Bad advice. What we know is much more effective is to give your overthinking an outlet. What does that mean? Every time you have a distracting thought that pops up during the day, a worry, you're ruminating on something, grab a notebook and a pen and actually write it down. And then you say to yourself, I'm not going to worry about you now. I will worry about you during worry zone.
Okay.
Okay, so you're parking it somewhere.
Got it.
Then at the end of the day, you want to actually schedule in your calendar about 10 minutes of worry time, not too close to bed because it might keep you up. So a good time is, around 5, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whenever works. You schedule it in your calendar. When that time comes, you set an alarm for 10 or 15 minutes. You bring out your worry list and you allow yourself to worry. Now, this does a few things. It's called stimulus control for worry. And research has found this is an incredibly effective technique.
It is?
It
Because
is.
I'll be honest, it sounds dumb.
It sounds completely dumb.
It sounds like what?
It sounds completely counterintuitive.
Yes.
But what happens is when you're not worrying about something in the moment, the emotions attached to it when it initially came up
Hmm.
are no longer there. And when you're not worrying about it in the moment, when it comes up in the moment, it's driven largely by default areas in the brain. There's greater activation in the threat detection centers, in the fear centers of the brain. And so naturally, we don't have access to the front regions, which allows us to process that rationally. But when you review it later, it shrinks the fear to size. And the research tells us that you can so better manage your emotional state and actually assess, okay, well, are any of these actually going to happen? And do I have control over any of these things? Now, the next step is once your alarm goes off, you actually close it and that's it. Like you're done with your worries. End of the week, you reflect. What could I control? What couldn't I control? And if there's something I can control, what am I going to do about it? It's a really effective way to deal with